Alright, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to another Battlefield video. This is going to be my official feedback on Battlefield 6. I'm making it with the intention
You're a
of it being
fucking
viewed
cunt.
by a dev who works at Battlefield. But if you're here to hear what I gotta say, if you want to hear like what kind of feedback I have to give, by all means, you're welcome to watch. And hopefully this makes it to people who I want to see it. Anyways, with that being said, let's get on to my feedback of the game. So now that I've played 2 weekends worth of Battlefield 6, and I've had time to digest the gameplay that I've been able to like review and stuff, there are some things that do need to be addressed. We're gonna start with the most obvious and work our way down to give you kind of an idea of how we're gonna approach this. We're gonna go touch up on the UI, touch up on the classes, touch up on vehicles, like ground vehicles, then we're gonna go into air vehicles, and then just talk about the maps and everything towards the end. Or we might do that before we get to the vehicle part, so I do want to talk about like gunplay and all that stuff, but we'll get into that later. Anyways, with that being said, we're gonna start with the UI. So it needs to be simplified, and particularly when it comes to navigating the menu.
Oh my god, there are like 3 guys out there.
Having to open so many submenus to just get to the settings to mess with the controller is a lot, and it is very annoying because sometimes what I noticed in this game, particularly in the beta, is when I would try and navigate like the settings, if I was like dead,
They're on the bottom.
it would take me like a long time to get my cursor to where it needs to be because it would be on the map as if I was trying to spawn in, you know. That was something that I had issues with a lot. It was super annoying, especially when I would try and edit my loadouts, or I would try and mess with, like, tweak my controllers a bit, like sensitivity and stuff.
Oh my god, thank you.
And ended up just having like a hard time. That needs to get looked at. Navigating the UI system needs to be looked at. What else? Another thing. Regarding the settings and the controller stuff, I think the ping system should be a separate bind, spotting should be a separate bind, and I think the call-in gadget should be a separate bind. I say that because in multiplayer, I try and go for spots, but instead of spotting, I ping, and that's really annoying. And I think the ping system should be just specifically in VR. I know there's going to be a battle royale for Battlefield, so have that over there. And as far as the gadget calling for the level 3, I've never called in one at all. Like, never been able to. I never knew how to. I kind of figured it out yesterday while I was at work. Keep in mind, I'm recording this today, like on a Wednesday. Because I was thinking back at the settings and I'm like, what is a half combo call-in gadget thing? I was like, what does that mean? But yesterday I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, oh, you need 2 halves to be able to call it in. And I don't think I'm the only one who struggled figuring that out. So I think it would be easier to just have the call-in gadget be like its own button. Like, you should be able to map it on your own, you know. And yeah, as far as anything else regarding the UI, the main menu looks pretty good. Easy to navigate. In terms of like settings and stuff, you can apply that to the other things like audio and stuff, but the main thing that's important is settings, because like for anybody who's trying to load into a new Battlefield, you have to really mess with your settings. Me as a Battlefield veteran, I spent maybe like an hour or 2 adjusting my settings properly. Imagine what a new player would be like, having to tweak the settings constantly. It's gonna put them off if y'all don't make it like simpler or easier to navigate the settings, and not make it so complex for them, if that makes sense. Or you can just add like a simplified option and stuff. But yeah, that's my take on that. Another issue I had with playing the game was trying to edit my loadouts. like when the round would start. So I usually do that. I usually mess with my loadouts just to try something new and mess with attachments and stuff, and it wouldn't let me. It just spawned me in. Sorry. It would just spawn me in, and I had a really hard time like.
How's your dad doing, Moon? By the way.
Customizing my loadouts, if that makes sense.
Sorry to hear that.
I just ended up defaulting to pressing square, like going like after I'm dead, waiting. I just press square on my loadout and edit. Because I think when you first started doing it, like the beta, I had to press and hold the touchpad or somewhere. It was really weird what I had to do. But yeah, that was the thing. Another thing that I have to talk about with the UI.
I'm bleeding out here, Moon. God damn it.
I think that's pretty much it. I think add the Big Mac. Oh my god, I am hungry. Add the big map like as a button to press.
You be your own people
because having to pause and see what's going on. I know Battlefield with Battlefield you usually have like the mini map, then you can press the button to bring out a bigger map to see what's going on around you. And you have like the really big map with when you pause it, right? I kind of just want the big map, the quick access big map, if that's what you want to call it. And I think there's a bind for it. I think you can bind it, but with all the controls that I'm using, or like all the buttons I'm using, I don't have like any free space to. Oh my god, I don't know why I'm yawning. I don't have any free space to add an extra button for that.
Second floor.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty much it on terms of the UI.
Get back in the game.
Moving on to classes now. Talking about the assault class. I don't know if it is just with assault rifles or if it is the assault class in general, but when using the assault rifle in the assault class, it just feels like it doesn't have enough ammo. I have friends who run it, and they would complain about running ammo really quick. I think getting like 3 mags isn't enough. Like, I don't know if that's only with the assault rifles, but if it is, they need to be able to have more ammo. Give them like another like mag or 2. And then
sure.
What else?
I'm popping the fuck off, bro.
If it is just like the assault rifle, yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Just give more ammo to the assault class, because if you want them to be the tip of the spear, they need to be able to, not so much lone wolf it, right? But they need to be able to have like a big enough impact going for kills, getting behind the enemy team, placing spawn beacons, because eventually, I know y'all are gonna give them spawn beacon stuff, right? So
eat it, bitch.
Give them don't give them like full ammo tampoco, right? Give them a good enough to where like they can sustain themselves for a bit and then go look for a support when they're running low. But having 3 mags, I think, was it 3 mags? Something like that, 2 or 3 mags. Doesn't feel good because you're always running out of ammo. Maybe it's a balancing thing. Maybe assault rifles are like really strong and y'all want to have like a way to balance them, but they could really use ammo in that front of things. Like I said, I don't know if it's just the assault rifle category or the assault class in general, but yeah, more ammo for them.
How about here on A?
As far as second primary, so second primary is really good touch for the assault class. Gives them a unique way of playing the game. But everyone just runs shotgun, and we are gonna touch up a little bit on the shotgun real quick. I do like that the shotgun is a beast in close quarters. I do like that shotguns have that respect, because shotguns are supposed to be strong close range. I know we only had one shotgun to play with, and a lot of people are saying it's busted, a lot of people are saying it's this and that. And the thing is, I don't want to say it's busted right now, because we played on a lot of medium-sized maps, nothing too like major in my opinion. Or like if there was a big map, we played in like an urban environment, and we were forced to get in close quarters, so the shotgun was really prevalent. I do think you all do need to look at it and treat it kind of like, keep it strong, respect the power that it has, right? But I guess in terms of balancing, you might want to look at it as, where's the one-shot potential range at? Is it this far? Do you want the shotgun to have this one-shot range over here? Or do you want to have it like less or more? Depends on the kind of shotguns you add, because you have like the pump action, you have the semi-auto, you have full auto shotguns. well, we've only used one, so everyone just thinks that one is like the busted one, but tweak it like that. Have it retain its power, but like nerf, you can like adjust it by like the one-shot range, and then to make it more apparent for players who want to understand shotguns or snipers and their effective range or guns in general, I recommend you add sort of a like a diagram like you did for like Battlefield 1, showing you where the damage starts out and where it starts to where the damage starts to fall off. Like shotguns, you can have like where the damage is when you're closer beyond the one-shot range, like when you're closer from the one-shot range, and then have it spike up for the one-shot range, and then have the damage fall off past the one-shot range. You know, kind of like you had like the sweet spot mechanic for snipers in Battlefield 1. I think that's a good way to approach shotguns in balance. Obviously, keeping an eye out if you add different shells, different ammo types for the shotguns. Tweak that depending on how you want them all to play out, you know. My suggestion with that regarding shotguns in the assault class, just shotguns in general. And yeah, that's pretty much what I gotta say about the assault class. I do think the flashbangs are really cool. I like the way it like it's not like a widescreen, and I like that it's not your screen doesn't go black. I think it's just like you have the image of what you last saw with the flashbang going off, burned into your retina, and I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, definitely fun with that. Going on to engineer. I like engineer. It was really fun. SMGs feel really good. They feel like SMGs feel. They're super good at close to medium range. Anything past that, they start not doing so well. I think the SMGs that we played with are really cool. There is one standout, which is the one I'm using, I think. But once again, we're limited to all the other SMGs, right? So definitely love it. I love how punchy the RPGs feel. I do need to experiment with that type of like mine that they have for the tanks, because it's supposed to detect vehicles through like the vibrations on the ground. But what's throwing me off is I don't know if it needs to be line of sight or they can hear it through like around cover, like what you're seeing right now. Because multiple times I've tried to place traps on behind a wall when I know a tank is coming up, and they don't go off. And yeah, I need to experiment with that, see what's up. But yeah, that's the only thing that confused me about the engineer class. But everything else is pretty straightforward. Felt really good. No complaints there. I'm excited to see how many rocket types there are. We will come back to the engineer class later on, but overall solid.
Get the fuck out of here.
No complaints about the engineer class. Support. I love that support is actually very strong. I think the best decision y'all have made was making the health and the ammo bag. Just make them into one and call them a supply box. I don't know how I'd feel about that at first, but I think as I played the game more, I grew to like really love it, because it makes resupplying teammates a lot easier. You no longer have to pick between providing just health or ammo. You can provide both at once. And really solid ability. I love reviving teammates. The defibrillators feel really good. I do think they need a little bit of a range increase. Nothing like too crazy, right? But just like if you go up and you're charging the defibrillators and you don't have to be like right on the body like defib them. I think that would be a little bit would help out.
Not to.
And I think on that too, I think the drag tree revive for the medic you should be able to. I guess you should be able to start it not like far out, but like a little bit further out, instead of having to like
we're gonna guerrilla
I was on PS5, right? Press square to drag and revive, like right on their body. And I think specifically talking about the drag to revive thing, that needs to be more consistent, because if a friendly falls down and they're facing you, you have to get around behind them and like press square, and even when you press it, you're like mashing it to make sure you get it. Or press and hold it. It needs to be more consistent. So I think what you all should probably look into is maybe when you press the button, you do like an animation to get around behind them. You don't have to turn them towards you. You get around behind them, so that you still keep the animation, you drag them back, you know. Just to make that smoother, make the button feel more consistent, you know. What else? I don't have any complaints. I like the way the LMGs feel. They're heavier. and I do like how punchy that feels. So
up.
no complaints about that. LMGs are actually, I feel like, are like really strong in this game. I think it's one of the few games that actually like gives the LMG the power it should have. And I love it, dude. I love LMGs. With that being said, I don't think I have anything else to say about the support. I'm glad it's an essential role. It's strong. I think it should keep that power. Because I have seen in the beta, I've seen games where supports reviving actually end up winning us a game, you know. So definitely, I love that they have that dynamic. I recommend you keep it that way. Keep it strong. Keep it feeling impactful as a support player. Much like the engineer feels powerful in its own way when it comes to dealing tanks. Definitely worth it. Going on to recon. Recon, I mean,
they were watching recon. That fucking corner.
We had one sniper to use. The sniper felt good. Sniping feels good in this game.
Tanks pushing up.
Now we only had the sniper trait, which I think kind of hindered what we could have tested with the beta. I kind of wish we had the sniper and the Pathfinder trait so we can experiment with both. Experiment different ways to run recon, see how it is. But I did like that spotting was significantly easier with the recon, because the recon is all about like gathering intel and stuff. So totally 100% like that the recon is in charge of spotting. But I think even just spotting in general outside of recon is really tough. Like recon makes it easy, like you just aim and whatever you're aiming at gets spotted right away. And I think that's really good. But yeah,
we did.
Another thing that I want to talk about, I know y'all plan to take away the spawn beacon and give it to the assault class. My only advice to that, which I do understand,
tank is down, right?
or what I would like to see is give the recon a gadget that can replace the power that was the spawn beacon.
Oh, I got it.
The spawn beacon has been a huge hit of the identity of the recon class. Being someone who's mained recon a lot, having that taken away is kind of like, what's the point of sniping now, or what's the point of playing recon if it's just for spots? Because anyone can spot, you know. So if you're gonna replace it and give it to the assault class, definitely give it a gadget that is, how do I put it, equal to in strength to what the spawn beacon was before. Make it as essential for the team as the spawn beacon was. I'm not against the spawn beacon going to assault players. They need something to give, to define what it is to play an assault player, to be an assault player.
To get around us on
so that they don't lone wolf it. So yeah, just give the recon something equal to in value and in power to keep the recon class relevant. Give them incentive to run recon, you know. Recon, and in terms of like Pathfinder or Sniper, whatever they want to run, incentivize that, you know. Because I feel like a huge chunk of power was taken away with the spawn beacon going to assault. It might be on both. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they might have their own version of spawn beacon, but yeah, that's what I have to say about the recon kit. No complaints about sniping. Like I said, sniping feels good. Everything else feels pretty good. Classes feel solid. I love them. The assault class and the assault rifles, like I said, need more ammo, maybe.
Fuck, man.
And I'm excited to see what happens with the release with the class system. Love it. Before we move on to vehicles, talking about open and closed weapons. Honestly, I ran both queues. It doesn't make a difference to me. Honestly, my feedback on that, it doesn't really change how I play the game. If I'm running assault, I'm running assault rifles, or I'm running an engineer, I'm running an SMG, because that's what you're incentivized to run with, right? So I don't really notice a huge deal. I think having the open system is more convenient if you want to run. Dude, by the way, I didn't know this was a thing.
Yo, hey, Moon, they have a beacon on this side of the wall. I see it right now.
Through walls. I didn't know.
There's a beacon on this side of the wall.
What was I saying? Yeah, I think it's more convenient to have an open weapon system. Because let's say you wanna, what do you wanna do?
He's camping that fucking corner,
bro. Let's say you want to run a recon and you want to switch out to like maybe like an SMG. You want to be like aggressive recon, or you want to run like something different. Or you're just working on weapons and your game needs like a different toolkit. I think that is good. There's not much of a difference in terms of playstyle.
I got it. I got the beacon.
But running closed systems, I mean, it doesn't. What I like about having a closed open system too is that it incentivizes different classes to be played. You get me? Like, in terms of convenience, the open system is pretty good, but in terms of class diversity in a match, I think the closed system is good. And I would lean more towards looking at like the overall game and what was played a lot. I think having the closed weapon system is good for the game. What else? I think it's closed is good for the game because it'll incentivize certain people who want to play certain weapons to pick a certain class. And luckily, if they want to change up what they want to run in that class, maybe run a different weapon, you have the universal weapons, you have carbines, you have DMRs, you have shotguns. So there's definitely some flexibility there. So I think leaning in with the closed weapon stuff is better for the game. Like I said, the weapon system is convenient, but if you're looking for more class diversity in a match, go with the closed weapons. Go with the closed weapon system. That feels a lot better for class diversity in the match. If that doesn't matter to you, then I guess keep it open. But overall, I am leaning towards the closed weapon system. Anyways, I think I've touched up everything there is to talk about. Moving on to vehicles, specifically ground vehicles. I love that ground vehicles feel very strong. I am all for it. I have some matches where I got in a tank and we just held it back. I think this is a match where me and my buddies, the people that I used to play with Battlefield with me, Moonpie, Wood. We're missing some other people, but they're gonna be there for the release. We all worked together, protected a vehicle, and they did work. When you're in a vehicle, you feel like you're in a vehicle and you kick ass.
We gotta fall back, but
I love
they
it.
took that sector.
It is super cool. I like that the tanks feel very punchy, along with the IFVs. Engaging on infantry feels good, and then even as an engineer taking on tanks, it doesn't feel that bad. It only gets annoying when like you're shooting a tank with an RPG, and then there's like 4 or 5 engineers repairing the same tank. So it's not a bad thing. Team play, cool. But yeah, I do want to touch up on a mechanic I would like to see. Maybe this might be like a bit of a hot take, but
get ready.
If I'm an engineer taking on a tank and I hit like a bad shot, let's say like if I were to hit it, it was like at a weird angle and like, I don't want to sound crazy, but like in a weird angle, like it would bounce if you took that shot or something. I would want to bring back glancing blows, but only if they make sense. Like there were times where I've shot in Abrams, and the Abrams were like angled in a way just because he was providing cover for his team, and where it would have bounced to like hit. I think that would be something very interesting to mess with. Like if it glances, it'll deal minimal damage. It won't explode, but then like if you hit like a good shot, you'll deal full damage and cause some real damage to the tank. I think that would be good. That way also the reason I bring that up is because it would give a new level of skill for tankers to defend themselves by either angling, and it would punish bad RPG shots, give the tanks more survivability in that front. Because as a tank player, if you go in, you are just being a tank alone, you already have like 5 or 6 RPGs looking at you, and if you don't have any engineers, you're gonna get obliterated. So having that sort of like self-defense would help out a lot. What else? Aside from that, I think you could also kind of add that shot to that kind of glancing mechanic to tank on tank combat. Have it more skillful.
Everybody except yours.
You don't want to have it to be like super easy, like oh you just angle better and every shot is like glancing. No, you want to make it make sense, you know.
Oh my God.
You don't have to go like hyper realistic like War Thunder, but you can add some sort of like realistic aspect on that. Or like if you shoot a tank and it's angled, let's say like at a 45-degree angle or something, or like 40-degree, right? And it's a bad shot on your end, it'll bounce.
Well, you gotta step it up, bro.
You know, it won't pan, it'll just bounce. You'll deal like some damage, but not like full damage. Just to make the tank on tank combat more cool, and I think it'll be epic. Like imagine you're like running behind a tank, it takes a shot, but the shot was bad, so it glances. So you see like either the RPG or the cell just bounce or ricochet past it or something. Like let's say if it ricochets, you just hear a like just zoom past you, right? Super cool.
I got you when I got you.
You don't have to, but that's what I would like to see in the game. What else? I don't think I have anything else to say about the ground vehicles. Air vehicles, though, I am gonna go on a bit of a yap session, but I need to sneeze.
There's another one over here in this corner.
Anyways,
Oh, don't get me. There's a lot of them coming up.
Helicopters feel good.
They're all reviving around the corner.
Flying feels good, but I don't think having the vehicle assistance is a good thing for teaching new players how to fly properly in either helicopter or aircraft. I tried flying with the vehicle assistance on. I don't know, I thought it would be easier. Man, that threw me off so much. You had to, like, once again, I'm on the PS5. I had to press R1 to ascend and descend, and it was very hard to control where I turned, and all. It was really weird. I didn't have a lot of control over my plane, and I crashed a lot, or like my helicopter, and yeah, not a good feeling. I would actually highly recommend, if you're a player who's interested in learning how to fly a helicopter or jet, make sure you have vehicle assistance turned off, because that will mess you up. You will learn all the wrong things. That's based on what I've used with the helicopter and stuff, because I've always flown without assistance, and it's something that players have to, like new players and players coming in from like Call of Duty and whatever other games, it is something they have to learn on their own, because everyone's gone through it. Everyone's had to learn. Everyone's had to pick up a chopper, crash it multiple times, go on a test range and learn to fly, figure it out, you know. Hold on.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I do think vehicle assistance for flying is a hindrance to new players. They need to learn. Simple as that. And they need to learn the way we learned, because that is the right way to learn. That is the right way to pilot. If you develop those skills, when you start getting good, you start seeing the fruits of your own like work. Flying a helicopter, my God, you will feel like a god in the air. It is super awesome. It makes learning to fly so much more rewarding. By the way, yeah, this happened for a bit. I don't know what triggered it, but yeah, that was a thing.
That's a fucking annoying ass glitch.
Yeah, I'm against vehicle assistance in terms of like air. And as far as like replenishing health, I do like the helicopter. You have to go back and land. But the jet though, I don't know if it's for like a balance thing. Because keep in mind, I do like to fly. I am a pilot in my crew. Me and Moonfire are pilots.
What?
And I wasn't planning on touching air, but I really got like into it because I want to see what it was like to test it out.
Oh, hey, they're flanking on behind. Yeah, they're flanking on behind.
This is where I go back to engineer, by the way.
They're gonna come around the left side of fucking.
There needs to be more counterplay between air and infantry and air and ground, which, by the way, touching up on the A gun that was available in Liberation Peak. I'm gonna call it the Gepard because that's what I know it is. You need to make that full auto. That shouldn't be a burst, and make it full auto. Don't give it a limited rounds. Give it like a big ammo belt, but give it an overheat mechanic so that you can potentially, if you're skilled enough, like one burst the whole plane. Having the A gun be burst feels really weird, and you don't feel like you're doing much to air. If you feel like you're relying on your missiles to get the kills.
I need repairs.
And it's not a good feeling. Especially if you want to make the guns useful, you know?
Dude, where the fuck are the engineers, dude? Oh my... They're gonna jack our fucking tank, bro.
So yeah, if... Maybe it's just a gun modification or something. Like, maybe it's the specific gun that it has.
We got it. We're good.
Definitely make it full auto. And
Moon,
you can still keep the ammo attrition, which is something I really love. But make it to where it has a big mag. And it can overheat if you fire it for so long. And make it to where you don't feel useless fighting against an A gun. Because that is against an aircraft. Because that is a direct counter to...
Dude, they're back on that fucking corner by the alley. Right on my ping.
To air. Especially when it comes to helicopters and jets. So yeah, as much as I hate mobile A guns, there needs to be some sort of counterplay between that. And then yeah, so definitely like takes like apart. And any other air guns. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's just the type of weapon that I had. So maybe the type of like cannons, but yeah, that needs to be looked at. Not a fan of the burst.
Tank's almost dead.
What else?
Tank's dead.
The dynamic between air and infantry also needs to be looked at. And I say that
fuck, man.
Not because like air is like really strong. I don't know how I feel about air now. Because this was an issue in Battlefield 2042. You have people with a shit ton of stingers looking up at the skies. And they're just sitting back at spawn. They're sitting at points just looking up. They're not even playing the game. They're just looking up and knocking out the game.
We're gonna push Alpha.
And it's not a good feeling for the pilot. I mean, obviously a more skilled pilot would find a way to avoid that stuff. And would find a way to pinpoint where they are and just like isolate them, you know, take them out. But
Bravo,
for someone who's trying to fly and trying to go in for a strafe and trying to look for targets, it's really hard when you have 6 different missiles coming at you from multiple different angles, and there's not a lot of like
dude behind, bro,
counterplay to that, because if you use your flares, you're basically dead. Simple as that. So I would like to see more countermeasures to deal with gadgets like that, more equipment to see, to add more counterplay to like stingers and stuff. Either make it like harder for them to have it take longer for them to lock onto you, like sort of like stealth coding or something, you know?
No. Well, yeah, from this. We gotta kill 76 of them now.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I gotta say about that. I don't want aircraft to be like super OP, but they do need to feel strong because, my god, they're a menace in like battle, you know?
I need a gunner.
What else? Talking about the F-16, because that's what we got to play with. I do hope that the dynamic between aircraft is not like, oh, the F-22 is like the strongest fighter here, so you want to go for that for like anti-air stuff, and the F-16 is the attacker of the game, because I think in real life the F-16 is a good dogfighter. I don't know how it stacks up against the F-22, but it can dogfight on its own pretty well.
My engineers, dude?
So I would like to see different strike packages for different aircraft, or you can customize them with different loadouts, and it will affect the plane differently, you know.
Ali to the left.
And definitely, I like a dedicated like attacker.
They're trying to play.
I know you just added this to like 2042, but add like an A-10, add a Frogfoot, add different variants of planes, and give them different types of make them unique, make them competitive with one another, but make them unique. Obviously, a fighter is gonna be able to outturn an attacker. But let's say like in the fighter category, right? Let's say you have the F-16, the F-22, you have the Su-33, right, or whatever, right? The Frogfoot or whatever. No, not the Frogfoot, the other one, the fullback or the flanker or whatever, right? Let's say the F-16 is more agile and it's fast. Say the F-22, how would I do that? Say the F-22 is like the king, right? Let's say it is more agile and fast, and it's stealth. The F-16 is more mobile, not as fast as the F-22, but still more agile. Let's say the Frogfoot is fast and has like more firepower. I don't know, something like that. You want to come up with something like that to keep the dynamic between aircraft. Look, each competitive with one another, but nothing to where like, let's say like in Battlefield 4, where like you only had to run the top one was
left.
35, was that in the game? Yeah, like the top plane was like the F-35, and against like 3 different factions, it was the top plane. So like, if you were Russia or China taking on an F-35, you would get killed easily because the F-35 had better agility, you know? Like for the attackers in Battlefield 4, like the Q-5 was more agile compared to the A-10 and whatever the attacker was for the Chinese, you know? The Frogfoot. No, the Q-5 was for Chinese, the Frogfoot was for Russia, yeah. So the Q-5 was more agile and it was like the dominant attacker.
There's wood over here.
But like, you know, you don't want one specific vehicle to be like known for like the king of dogfighting or really strong at certain thing. You want to keep them more competitive with one another. I will say this, flying and dogfighting feels really good. I don't think right now it's a matter of who can go slower, because that's been an issue with like dogfighting these past like few games. Whoever can pull back on the stick maneuvers like lose speed more. No, I like that you keep the momentum going forward. I like that if you slow down, it's hard to get that energy back. So
we're good.
Dogfighting feels good in that front. I haven't dogfighted enough to see what's up, but
right there,
all in all, I do like how dogfighting feels. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. Aside from just taking vehicle assistance off and the feedback in terms of how to approach planes and balance on some things, I think is really good. Maps all felt really good. Like I said, we did play mainly like on medium-sized maps.
Yeah,
I think Siege of Cairo was a big map, but because it's like an urban environment, it feels really close quarters. But I think they're all pretty good. Yeah, towards the end we start having issues with people getting into spots where they shouldn't. But I have seen that DICE is going to patch those out already, so good on them. And yeah, all in all, I think the Battlefield 6 beta is good. I think the game is going to launch good. I think the servers are stable. Had fun. I can't wait for the game to be released. I will most likely be there day one, so catch me there.
Can make that into
and yeah, with that being said,
with
if you are just a regular viewer, you happen to stumble across this, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you happen to be a developer who stumbles across this, hi, welcome. I hope any of this feedback is useful to you. I imagine you've heard a lot of this, but yeah, that is my take, my feedback on Battlefield 6 beta. So there's some things that I would like to see. There are some things that I know need to be tweaked. And yeah, that pretty much covers everything else. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Catch you all later.
Kills.
Peace.
Jesus.